we will begin. We are 2 minutes early. You think it's okay to be early? Are you an early person? See, I don't like that camera. Look at that. I do not like that camera, y'all. Look how much TikTok looks amazing. YouTube is like, it's okay. It's not good. Or not. Your hair is doing an impression. Yeah. My hair is like Timothy today. It's okay. You like my crazy wild hair? You know what? I mean, seriously, you just always go right for my nose. Why do you do that? Because you like it. Because you like it. So, good morning, Vietnam. I am so sorry about this freaking camera. Oh, God. Hold on. Jeez. Why? Hold on. Hold on to what you got. Doesn't make a difference if we make it or not. How's that? Is that better? See, TikTok is great. YouTube is like, whatever, lame. It's like you ever go to a new school? I went to a new school all the time. And the very first people that come following you are like the weirdos. You're like, can I just settle in for a minute? Before you get the weirdo parade. This is how I feel about the YouTube camera. I'm like, all right. Weirdo. I'm so sorry, but I'm not. Joy to laugh on that one. Okay, I need a couple things, and we're gonna start our workbooks. Hold on, yo. Hold on. Because listen, technical issues are relevant to the healing process. They really are. So, hi, how are you? High school custodial? What? Okay, I'm gonna move so I can see your comments. I'm not gonna see myself anymore. I'm just gonna move it. I see comments, and then I'll see YouTube, and I'll be sad because I'll be like, wow, that doesn't really look as good as TikTok. Why is that? That's just like crime. I mean, why? So, technical issues and all this setting up this stuff, and then the webcam doesn't work, and the doohickey doesn't work. And what is this thing? I mean, what is that thing? And what is this? And why isn't this working? And where does this thing go? I don't know. This is when I'm like, I need a man. And then, of course, when they're like, what do you mean you don't need a man? I mean, what do you mean you need a man? You don't need a man. You can do it yourself. I'm like, obviously not. Obviously not. I can't say because it's weird. It looks weird. And I love me some men who help me. And yes, of course, women can help. I get it. But I just want to put it out there. I love that, that men have always helped me. Where is my man? I love like helpful men who do that stuff because I'm like, it doesn't work. And then I'll just throw it away. I was like, I couldn't get it to work. Bye. So this is also relevant to having the healing conversation. Good morning. Of like, okay, so when we're healing and getting past a bunch of trauma, which is what we're doing here. If you've met me, like, hello, I do moving past trauma and horrible things that you've been through. TT is better. I know. TT is better. That's really funny. I should do, you know what? Hold on. We're going to do something a little different. Look at what I got. Look at this thing. This is weird. Speaking of technical issues, hey, you know what? What are you going to do strapped around this thing? You know what? We're going to do whatever we want. We're going to go like this, and I'm going to film this on the camera so that I can put this on my app instead of relying just on the YouTube camera. You know what I'm saying? Do you feel me? Oh my God. Hold on. Ooh. Oh, that looks good. That looks way better. Where's it going to go? So all of this stuff is so relevant to healing. It really is, because sometimes dealing with the trauma that we've dealt with. Where's this? Where's this go? I don't know. Over there. It becomes daunting, and like you don't know how to do it, right? So you don't know how to heal, don't know how to get out of the trauma, so you'll just give up. You feel me? Yes. I'm like, well, there's no giving up now. We're going to bend this thing and make it fine and weird, and it's going to work out perfectly. Look at this. Look at it. Needs to be a little higher, like we all do. I'd love to be higher. I'm not high at all. I'm just kidding. The inappropriate things she says. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, why? Why? What is this? What's this thing? I thought I was finally found my match, that it could do anything I wanted. You know what? Don't they all come with instructions? I've been compared to a dude so many times in my life. They're like, you think like a dude. You act like a dude. Part of it is like read instructions. What? Why? Why would I do that? That would make so much sense. Why would I do that? Hold on. I'm setting up this weirdo camera so that I can record it for my app. There we go. Is that going to even work a little bit? I don't even know. Hold on. How am I? I love those. Hey, how are you? Well, how are you? I'm supposedly good. I think I'm good. Let's see here. Ooh, I'm trying to set up this camera so that I can put it on my app. And you're just seeing the back end. TikTok gets to see the back end. TikTok gets to see the back end. Yeah. I break things when I get frustrated. This is saying, girl, I understand you. I really do. And this is just is it going to stay there? Is it going to stay? Don't you touch it. Don't you touch it now. Now I need to like kind of, oh my God, it just fell over and almost knocked the coffee cup over. Not that I'm drinking coffee. That's anxious juice. Stop lying. We're not going to lie today about what we're doing. Oh, look, and then it turned off. So look, you move this around. What is your trauma? Oh God, let's see mine. Things I can't say on TikTok. Child stuff. My dad is my bio dad, rather. Let's not claim him. My bio dad was the van down by the river, the creepy dude that is the perp that we're trying to save the kids from. And also domestic violence, witnessed hell, starved, was in the foster care system and starved. Oh God, it's horrible. I'll go on and on about it. And then I traveled the country and I heard, you know what? This is, look at it. Why? Just why? I mean, really. It's like your healing process. What do you do with this? What do you do with this? You got to mold it around and move it to where it'll stand, kind of like yourself. Listen, look, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to be, look, listen, I'm going to do this. This is going to work. Jimmy rig it. It's called Jimmy rigging it, y'all. I'm Southern. My dad was an alcoholic. There you go. And didn't get help until I was 18. That's intense. That's also trauma when you're witnessing that. When some of your parents were incarcerated, when you have witnessed violence, when you witness addictions, ain't nobody there to help you, that kind of thing. All right, listen. This is weird. I got 3 cameras and I'm by myself. Isn't that weird? I feel like, what are we doing? What are we doing now? I feel so love that. Oh, thank you. Thank you for telling me you love something about me. I appreciate it. I've got the air conditioning on. We're going to have all kinds of interruptions. It's going to be fine. Do I like the Sandlot movie? I don't know. My dog had surgery. Keeps eating her growth, going insane with this dog not healing properly. Oof. That's like us not healing properly. You know what I mean? So, okay. I'm going to press this. I'm just going to go for it, people. I'm just going to go for it. Ready? Here we go. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Oh, the garage door opens. Can you hear it? Like, okay. Ready? I got everything. I got Elvis. I got Ron. I got Timothy. I got Fiona. You ready? Now, let's back up. Who am I? Hey, Angela Shelton. I'm a superhero for little kids. You can check me out. Safe Side Super Chick. I won an Emmy for it. I'm proud of it. Best job I ever had in my life. I look like this. Let's do that better. Wait, hold up. Safe Side Super Chick. I am like a female Pee Wee Herman. I just for kids, I just had challenged Pee Wee Herman to a dance off. I was like, you, me, on the dance floor. I'm going to win. And then he died. So I win. I mean, that's what happened. That's what my kid said. My kid said that. She's like, so you win. And I'm like, oh my God. So now I believe, as a tribute to Pee Wee, I believe that I'm going to get that outfit. I need a Pee Wee outfit. And I'm going to do a like homage to Pee Wee. Like, I'll dance with myself as Pee Wee. How about that? Right? Or do like a reaction video where I'll dance as him to him. For real? I mean, I think I need to do that, right? So I'm a superhero for little kids to help save them and get them out of, and teaching parents how to protect kids from perpetrators, kind of knows, don't knows. There's 2 videos. You can see them free on YouTube and on my app, the I Love Angela Shelton app. You can get it on Google or Apple. It's a little bit confusing because it's one of those, it's like Passion.io. You have to do 2 steps to get in, and I'm sorry. Whatever. You need to do 2 steps to get into me too. You're fine. You'll be able to handle it. Go on. Well, listen. There's 2 videos. One is stranger safety that teaches parents and kids about the kind of knows and don't knows. And there's another one about internet safety, which is hilarious. Both of them are very, very funny. And when I talk to kids at schools, I'll go in and I can arrive as safe side, or you can show the videos and then I arrive as, Angela. But every single kid, I'm telling you right now, you're like, what'd you learn? What did you learn? All of them go, ha, you're funny. That's it. So really, they think I'm really funny. And then it opens a conversation that you can have with teachers and adults and all this stuff. So very, very smart thing to when people bring me to speak, because I'll go around and speak at colleges or conferences. And I'm saying to you and to on my website, like, also bring me a Safe Side Super Chick. Utilize me when I come to town. Don't just, I think you're not using all of me. When I come to town, also bring me to the elementary. I mean, I'm willing to do it. It's like a, added bonus, because when I show up as Safe Side Super Chick, there are going to be disclosures. So I'm like a secret weapon. Funny, cute, funny, kids love me, and there will be disclosures. So when you do bring me to town, be prepared for that. So like, I'll come in, I'll be funny. They watch Safe Side Super Chick. I can be like great with the kids, and then you're going to have disclosures. So I'm not a kid, but worked for the Y as a counselor, and I can already tell you, thank you. And I'm also a superhero, for those who don't know me, for adults, for who have been through trauma. So like anybody who's been through the whole long laundry list of traumas, domestic violence, the stigma abuse as children, narcissistic abuse. Like, I mean, the traumas that we go through are quite literally endless. Am I right? So it's like, just lump them all into trauma, which is why I have the sword. And this is my superhero. Quality is I do really huge life-changing aha moments that are funny and fun, so that you can expand your healing faster. So I'm funny and fun so that you can go faster. And it's safe side, not SIGs, safe side Super Chick. You can, if you go to angelashelton.com, you can find pretty much everything. I know it's a mess. I know. It's kind of like my hair, but we're working on it. Listen, we're working on the technical issues. We're going to be fine. We're going to be fine. We're working on our biggest fears, technical issues, and crocodiles. What's your biggest fear? Mine is a crocodile. Oh God. Oh God. Yeah, but we're cool. His name's Ron. Unlike your hair. Hey. So, superhero for little kids, superhero for adults, and men. I work with a lot of men. I love me some men. I'm a big supporter of men, male survivors, men who are like, what in the F is going on? Like that. And so I'm sorry. I'm supposed to say I like your hair. That's all right. It's fine. So My most popular item besides myself is my sword of trauma work. This is why I have a sword on my back. So if you take all of your trauma, whatever it was, this is why I have this workbook. This is on my website, angelashelton.com. This is my most popular thing. It's used by, besides myself, it's used by therapists, support groups, retreat centers, survivors on their own, healing places. A retreat uses it, and literally, I got this from the retreat. Like, they do the whole workbook, and then you get a sword. I mean, it's pretty great. So the reason this works is because if you look at your trauma, whatever you went through, is like being pierced with a sword. So like you experienced whatever. You had your parents were alcoholics, or they were incarcerated, or you witnessed a lot of trauma. That is like you got pierced with a sword. I bought my pen, Sword to Court, and kind of went, oh my God, Wendy, that's amazing. Yay. So like your trauma is like getting pierced with a sword. I'm just doing a recap for those who are like, what the hell is she doing? And you can live like that. You can live like that for the rest of your life. My grandmother did it. You can just ignore all the chronic pains, the migraines, the body pains, the anger, deep-rooted, seated anger. It's hard to cuddle. It's hard to have an intimate, really bonded relationship when you're wounded, right? You can get into relationships with other people who are wounded, and then it's just a real party of pain, just a big old pain party, right? Or you can actually address the stuff that you went through and remove the sword, which is all anger and sadness. Anger and sadness are a combination of both. It's not scary. The reason that this works so well, this concept, is it has an end point. It's not a clown car. It's not like, it's not like ever. It's like there's an end point to express sadness and anger. That's it. I just saved you a ton of money, because many times we'll talk about it. Like, you'll spend so much time talking about the trauma, talking about what you want to do, talk, and not doing it. That's why I say it's easier done than said. It's easier done. Just freaking do it. Like this, that's why this concept works so well. Imagine if you have a sword in you, right? And you have to pull it out. It's probably going to hurt, right? And you're probably going to cry, and you're probably going to scream a little bit, right? So it's like, no, right? And then you have a wound. We heal the wound. I don't know what's going on here. This was made by a guy in Ohio. You know that story? Anyway, so you remove it, you heal the wound, and then you have it. You have it. Yay, Wendy. Yeah. So with this concept, that means your trauma or experiences that you went through, they don't define you. And then your sword, your experiences, become your pen, become your paintbrush, become your microphone, become like, take it and like fulfill your purpose in life, not live in pain. Right? Okay, so this is like 118 pages, 170 pages, goes through all the steps. I actually wrote this workbook. I write screenplays and I write books. I've done many things, but I intentionally wrote this workbook with the hero's journey framework. So the outline is the hero's journey, which is typically how most screenplays and books are written, most typically. And I wrote this in the hero's journey so that when you write it out and you do the work and you actually do answer everything and you write it out, you could talk it into your text. Like, I do a whole how to write your book program also. So it's like, when you do that, you will have the first draft of your book. You're welcome. You can get this on Amazon. You can get it on my website. You can watch it for free on YouTube, because I don't ever want to put up gates to lock out information just because you don't have the money. Because I've been there. I was raised in poverty. I'm like, listen, that's not who I am. I'm like, listen, I'm gonna pick a booger. Just kidding. Just a little snot. So I'm all about you elevate and expand, and you're on your island as a warrior. I'm on my island as a warrior, and we help each other. So it's like, hey, I found some escape routes to help you get out of this fast. And I'm watching you. Ooh, you never missed your dance classes. I love it. Like, so we are inspiring each other, and we're elevating and expanding like water. So and men and women. Like I am not at all. There's nothing about me at all that is separated. Like I'm not, but I'm also not a member of any party. I'm not a member of any club except my own. And I don't discriminate, especially men and women. Like I'm not about that. So just FYI. And I help a lot of men heal from trauma. So I don't have that conversation. And so what do you learn? I don't trust people that I say. Yes. What do I do when I don't trust people that say crazy at all? Don't say, wait, what? You don't trust people that say crazy? You mean, or are crazy like me? Just kidding. But the don't trust people is huge. I mean, hello, those of us who've been through trauma, like who do you trust? No, I feel you. I feel you. So we're on the second step. So first step of this is just to acknowledge it. It's just like, don't freak out. Just acknowledge, hey, look, I've been through some trauma. Hey, look, like my parents were alcoholics, or I was a victim of, pick one in the spreadsheet, because life is an Excel spreadsheet. If you have all these traumas, you are also going to have addictions, repeated generational trauma. You're going to marry the same person that's just like your daddy or just like your mama until you get out of that pattern. You're going to have issues with your self-esteem, anger, trust issues. It all comes because of these traumas. And just like an Excel spreadsheet, until you change the equation. And when you change the equation, that is literally like pulling this stuff out, changing the equation. Actually, I'm not going to live like that. I'm going to heal those old wounds from my generational trauma. And then from a spiritual standpoint, because I'm all about full circle, that's also why I talk about the stuff below your waist. I have a lot of work with that too, that you can't talk about on TikTok, but it's all relevant. It all is full circle healing, right? Because of your trauma, you've been single for 11 years. I feel you, girl. I feel you. Hello. Oh, look, I got a gummy bear. Oh, hey, I got a bear. I'm still not married at 34. Hey, that's cool. There's no what's this whole you have to be married by a certain age, and why? Who said that? Society. Anyway, so first step is you look at it, you acknowledge oh God, I've had some trauma. And then second step is removing it, which is addressing the anger and sadness. And we are on that step. And today we're on page 65. So I'm just going to go right into it, because I put these on my app so that you can watch them again and again. And I also put them in the Rockstar Reformers, my private network, which is for warriors. Marriage is overrated. Hey, Adam, call me. Just kidding. I'm supposed to get married this summer. I was supposed to get married this summer. Really? Stay? Do you think that's a good idea? You think that's a good idea? I don't know. So, page 65. Why is what you complain about a clue to what your pain is? Ponder that one. Roll that one around in your head. So, you're so welcome. So, what are you complaining about the most? What's on your mind? What do you sit and tell everybody? You see that a lot with with talking, because I see it's my motto that I tell you, it's easier done than said. Oh no, you skipped me. Now I'm more traumatized. Well, listen, come back. I didn't see your comment. What'd you say? I gotta scroll. By the way, I'm just gonna tell you, I have 14 million of these. So I can see this, I can see this, I can see this far, but I need 14 of these. What I would really like are those little glasses. And then all the boys who love me, they're going to have all their teacher fantasies come to life. Because I'll have all of those. I'll just, this. Oh my God, perfect. I can see. You see what I'm saying? So don't judge me. I'm here to help you, but sometimes I can't see. I'm like, what'd you say? So, what did I say? I got trauma, I bet, is unlike anything you've ever heard. Love what you're doing. Oh, Sean, bless you. That's what, but I've heard. I'm never gonna say I heard it all, because I certainly have not heard it all. But I've heard enough over 20 years plus of doing this, and I know I look young. That's because I've worked on my healing, and it shows up in your body and your skin and your body and your health, and and it's it's not, I don't want to say I've heard it all, but I have respect for all of the traumas, and you're not going to scare me away. Let's just say that with all of your trauma, because I mean, I've heard it from the survivors of legit, like human, like that level, and like in the cage and sold and all that stuff, when you're just like, what? To men being abused, and I'm 55 and don't look a day over 60. Excellent. And the milk helps. Yes, I'm a big proponent, because I'm actually here in Nashville right now, working with the one in Nashville. His name is Sean Gilder. He's a health expert. He's also a very good friend of mine. He also looks like Jesus, which I love me some Jesus. I love saying, I'm going to go ride with Jesus because it's awesome. And he introduced me to a next level body health. That's also why you see me drinking milk all the time. Raw milk, not pasteurized. I don't really shop in supermarkets. I do all straight to the farmer, straight to the milk. Milk, meat, and the man. That's all I need in life. Milk, meat, and men. I said plural. Listen, you judge me all you want. My trauma was being born. Wow. You need to get it right with God, girl. Hey, I'm not telling you what you need to do. I'm just going to give you pathways and little stepping stones. You don't need the lasso of truth with Jesus. Okay. So why is what you complain about a clue to what your pain is? So going back when I said it's easier done than said, because we spend so much time talking. You can be on a sofa for the next 25 years, talking about it, or it tends to be more women than men, but men also do it. I've noticed is like that same thing on your tongue, the same complaint. It's like you're going to tell everybody again the same damn story about whatever somebody did to you, or whatever you're mad at the moment, or whatever some dude did. That is a clue. That's a total clue as to what your core issue is, and that you need to address is that complaint. For example, Wonder Woman, The Lasso of Truth. Oh, duh. Hi, Adam. Oh, yeah. Oh, by the way, you want to see my pants? Do you want to see my outfit? I look really cute today. Ow! Ow! Follow the line. I love this outfit. It's so funny. It's so funny when I ride my bike that like down the street, and they're like, who the hey is that? I'm like, woohoo! Who's coming? Elvis is in the building. Outrageous. Also, I'm one face. What you see is what you get. This whole concept of like people have all these faces. Like you have the face for your family. You have the face for whoever you're talking to at the moment. You have your face for the public, and then privately you're a hot mess. Like I'm just a hot mess right in front of you. Like I'm going to be totally real. I'm what you see is what you get on the penthouse, and also down at the porta potty. I'm also down in the basement, like probably smoking with the guy on the rock wall. I'm also with the CEO getting into the helicopter on the rooftop penthouse pad. See what I'm saying? Like I've done all this. I've been down the red carpets. I've been, won all the awards and done all that stuff. I have no hierarchy, let's just say, because I don't buy into the whole celebrity saga and the celebrity baloney caca. You just have to be you. Yes, true self. And many times we're not, right? We're not. We put on all these walls based on our own fears and traumas. And coming back to what you complain about, your mouth and your words are out of sync, as is the camera. Sorry, I had to tell you. Well, son of a biscuit. Were they watching this whole time? I have no idea. I never noticed my name. That's funny. Oh, well, it's out now. Really? Is it leave and come back? Person. Is it weird? Is it like, is it insane? I don't know what to do about that. Is that the internet thing? Again, like we started this with technical issues, and it's like, maybe it's just my phone. Maybe it's an error between the keyboard and the chair. You like that? Error, and it's an error between the keyboard and the chair. That would be you. You go to high schools? Yes, I have many times. But bring me. Maybe stop and restart. Finish what you started. For real? Leave and come back. Oh, I see. Okay, they're helping you. Website is angelashelton.com. And so trauma issues, just like technical issues, right, can keep you stunted and not like moving forward, because you're like, oh my God, hands up, I'm not going to do it anymore. Because start dealing with your trauma, start looking at like the real truth behind trauma. And I'll get into many times, I am a broken record. I do repeat myself so that you can actually hear it. There are organized perpetrators. Yeah. My God, what's going on here? Hey, whatever you want to go on. What you talking about? We're on page 65 of this workbook. What is the constant complaint you have? That tells you where you're at, like where your trauma is like core. For example, I always use myself as an example. My constant complaint for years and years was angry men. Complaining about angry men, tell everybody the story of somebody, he blew up, he punched a hole in the wall, he turned the table over, oh my God. Like complaining. Yay. And it took me being radically honest with yourself. When you really look at what you're complaining about, I'll use myself as an example. You always do that, Timothy. Why? Seriously. It's like, stop it, Timothy. So I had a realization when I did this work myself, and constantly redo it. Like you can apply this work to, I also worked in Hollywood and have to deal with all those frauds. And I was like, you can apply this workbook to that BS too. So I was, no, you're not too nice. You said I'm too nice. Maybe that's your complaint. Maybe. So I oh my God, y'all are on fire this morning. So I'm going to give you an example of the complaint. I was complaining about angry men. Okay. That was constantly on my tongue, constantly like, oh my God, he did this. Oh my God, he did that. And when you deep dive and you're radically honest with yourself, I realized, oh my God, you ready? You ready for this? I was attracted to and also complaining about really angry men because I was angry. Ding 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 ding. And then when I saw that, and I'd literally deep dive into my own honesty, I realized that I was angry, and then I started addressing my own anger, and it's like suddenly I'm not attracted to angry men anymore. Isn't that fascinating? It's like, all comes back to you, because the common denominator of all of your relationships is you. Is you. I've been told that you're too nice, which is a good compliment. True, but who's the bad guy behind you? What's bad guy? I don't have any bad guys behind me. She got fired. I just got set fire if I stay. Thank you. Woo! So anyway, I'm trying to keep up with your comments, but I also stay on track. So with your sword out, so when you also are like, okay, you're going to remove your sword, you may feel sad, empty, depressed, lonely, or just plain dumb. Anybody ever feel dumb? I wrote a book called Dumb Model and Her 4 French Chairs. I recommend you reading it if you can handle it, because it also is a erotica. Stop judging. You have attracted the nice guy. You've attracted this nice guy. Thank you, Jerome. You're so sweet. So a lot of ways you create your own problems. 100%. Because, you have to, it's not like that whole, like, it's not your fault, but it's a magnet. It's a magnet. So like your trauma this way, like repeated trauma, like you're raised by wolves, your crazy parents, you're abuse or domestic violence. You grew up in domestic violence and then you married it. You know what I'm saying? That's like magnet, 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 magnet. And then when you remove it and you deal with it and you purge your pain, and then you get to the last phase, which is like, we're not even talking about trauma anymore. We're playing, which is the phase I'm in, which is like how I live my life, like is fun in the face of fear. Then this becomes a different kind of magnet. It becomes the magnet for that higher consciousness. It's fascinating. It's easier done than said, and it's fast when you actually get out of the trauma little trauma tornado. But which is what we're on this section right now. We can get attached to this. Am I right? Yeah, you get like attached to it. So you might miss it. You might like, wait a second, I don't want to get rid of that trauma. I don't want to get rid of that constant complaint, because that's your identity. That gives you something to complain about. That ultimately, from a spiritual standpoint, keeps you from living out your true purpose, because your pain is overtaking your true purpose. And I'm here to tell you, this is why I'm doing this for free. This is why I'm sharing this, is because what's this? What happened? Is because your purpose, your life purpose, is more important than your pain. Think about that. Roll that around in your head a minute. Your life purpose is more important than your pain. You just said Jesus. I love it. Yeah, everyone has a purpose. I have a purpose. You feel like Superman? On a serious note, forgiveness is a big part of healing. Yeah, for real. Well, also forgiveness of yourself. Because many times survivors beat the living hey out of themselves. I'm one of those. Like anybody who wants to beat me up, or like not like me, or say horrible things to me, or treat me like crap, or blah blah blah, they will never ever come close to how badly I could do it to myself. Good luck. So like, I'm not afraid of all that stuff anymore, because I'm like, I am the biggest enemy of myself. So let me help you. Oh, I'm good, honey. I'm at the next phase. I'm showing all this to help people go faster and get over these pains, so that we can all live our true purpose. So if you see it like, you have a sword, I have a sword. Your sword might be, in you. You might just have been traumatized again, which happens. Like if you're on your island and I'm on my island and we're helping each other. Like I might be like, I'm totally inspired by you and you're inspired by me. And it's not a matter of getting on each other's islands, or like taking over each other's islands, or having, any kind of competition or judgment. It's like, we're all in this together, and there are organized perpetrators. Yeah, everyone seems to be carrying a sword. Yes, it's like, well, truth, everybody seems to be wounded by the sword, because they are. And that's why this visual works so well, because imagine like all the people that are quick to anger, that are like out, like so like angry, it's like this is what's happening. And when you do the work on yourself and you start healing this, like you become your own battlefield and you heal all this stuff, then it's now this phase, right? And so we still are helping each other as mirrors for each other. So that's why I'm doing this for free. I should go back to bed because you're like, I don't want to do it. That's funny. I feel you. Good morning. No broken bones. Awesome. I was nervous. No, thank you, Jim was watching me get on a unicycle for the very first time yesterday, which I got on. And the reason I have a unicycle is to also talk about this. Every single time when you elevate into new awareness and new lives and new relationships and new ideas and new movies and new creative processes, there is that point when you're like, I can't do it. It's scary. Kind of like getting on a freaking unicycle. You know what I mean? So everything is oh baby, everything is connected. Wendy, thank you. And we can stop ourselves for so many reasons, and that's why I put myself totally out there. Unzip my heart. You can see it. You can see all my pains. You can ask me anything. I'm a completely open book so that I can help inspire you to also move forward on your island and make it really clear that don't put people on pedestals. Get over your attachment and your any kind of like um, putting celebrity stuff on pedestals. They're all freaking nutballers. Like I will ask me anything. I'll tell you the truth. Don't put people on pedestals because everybody has gas. Am I right? So like it's me. I've like won a bunch of awards. I have a day. Like I have an actual day, Angela Shelton Day. I have tons of awards. I have like I have keys to the city, like gold keys to the city. But honestly, none of that matters because I'm a human who was totally traumatized. And but even as a little kid, I was like, this is some BS. I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna get out of here someday. And I did it, and I got out of it from here, right? And now I help other people like, hey, psst, here's some escape routes. Here's a quick way out. What do you do with what? My love, you're welcome on the island anytime. Thank you very much. We're just going to be traveling together. True. So what do you do? Well, step one is, just sit and or stand or whatever you're doing. And just think about it. Think about how your trauma that you've been through is like being pierced with a sword. And ow! Yeah. And you can live like that. You can live like that if you want. Okay. Or you remove it. And it's not as scary as you think. I mean, people are scared of crying and getting mad. I mean, that's really breaks it down to that. Like, did you like that soul sentiment? One day we'll all be better. So, but here is this phase that we're on, page 65. What will you miss about it? What will you miss about the sword? Goes back to, you could apply that with your domestic violence. You could apply that with your last relationship or the one that like that broke your total heart, or the leaving alcoholism, leaving addictions. What will you miss about it? It tends to be 4 more pages. It tends to be the addiction to the pain. And also, what's going to happen. You know what's going to happen with the pain. You're like, oh yeah, I know that in this situation, like cut to 30 minutes from now or 3 days from now, we're going to have a big blow up, or we're going to have to deal with a big trauma, right? I know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen when I step into this and this, because that many times is scarier. Like your true purpose and why you're here to do and what you're supposed to be doing can be way scarier and overwhelming than just staying in the pain. And you know what? I have many things to say about that. We'll get there, but like it's okay to acknowledge the addiction to the trauma. Because like when you're just radically honest with yourself, just like, okay, well, this addiction and this fear, 260. What's going on? SRA panic. We're on page 65. And so it's okay to acknowledge the addiction to, you just like to write numbers, to your trauma. And so I miss being comfortable, but we're not. Yeah, what was comfortable in the trauma? It's only comfortable because you know it. Because you're like, oh yeah, and then in this page, I get the hey beat out of me. You know what I'm saying? You're like, I know that that's coming. So it's like it's okay to acknowledge that, there's comfort in it. With drinking, like it's okay to acknowledge, like, hey, like, listen, you can say, I'm always going to be a drinker. I'm never going to get over this, and just sit there with that and see how that feels, and to get into the next phase of like when you're living in a totally different reality is unfamiliar. That's all it is. It's unfamiliar. I miss the privacy I've had. Interesting. Wine is acknowledged. That's funny. Okay. Next. And I know this in the workbook is a little bit of a repeat, but that's intentional because you actually really think about it. Like, I complain most about. What do you complain most about? What's your biggest thing that you complain about? What's your biggest thing? What's your biggest thing you complain about? Shelton, Hollywood, organized perps. Why? Really? Screen Actors Guild? I hate Screen Actors Guild. I hate them with a pet. Hate is not a nice word, but Screen Actors Guild is a total fraud piece of crap. Did I just say that? Oh, you said it. You said it. I didn't say it. No. I'm an alcoholic. Sobriety is better. Nice. Well, then why do you say you're an alcoholic? You're a sober person. You know what I mean? Alcohol acknowledges my feelings more than most it feels sometimes. Interesting. That goes to the one in Nashville, my dear friend Sean Gilder, who is downstairs working on bikes, like he has a bike company. Also, he has Loot and Regenerate, two products that I'm super supportive of because I've seen what they've done in people's lives. And it, like, the alcohol and the benzodiazepines that people are on are completely they kill the inner critic in your brain. So like you'll drink the alcohol and your inner critic, your negative thought patterns, which apparently are like a hamster on the wheel of nonstop negative thought patterns about yourself. The alcohol and the benzos like make it go away for a minute. It kills the inner critic, but it's a trick. So you're not crazy. So I'm crazy in the fun way, and I will embrace that even more in even more fun and fierce ways. Yeah, I can't try to meet you, but I'm going to make it happen. You can't try to meet me. What you mean? Good morning for Alabama. Hey, Alabama. Hey, Alabama. I've been there many times. I've been to every state, down every highway, by the way. Baby. So, what do you come? So back to you with the alcohol. Stay. I want to point out, just because I love this guy so much, and he's helped me in my body. Not like that. So much my body healing is beer me. Okay, so those kill the inner critic for a while, but it's a poison, so it's a trick, right? And so the products that he has, the Loot and the Regenerate is better than the Loot, but I mean, well, they're amazing. I talk about them all the time. And the Regenerate can heal the brain, like the actual physical brain and stuff. Like our mindset and our affirmations and all the work we do in meditation is great, awesome, it works. And then you add in actually heal your actual brain, and it goes next level healing. But when you're dealing with alcohol addictions, it's like, I just say, don't judge yourself about it. It's like, we've all been there. I've been there dealing with Screen Actors Guild. I used to drink a bottle of wine a night just when I'm dealing with like Screen Actors Guild paperwork bullshit. You did what? I know. I cannot stand the Screen Actors Guild. They kill independent movies systematically, and I will show you how. What? Yeah, it's a totally different show, but I will go into that because I can't stand them so much. And the people that are striking them right now, I'm like, why don't you, or striking for them, I'll be like, turn around and strike your own union, because they are robbing the hell out of you, and they are lying, and they're killing independent movies systematically to work with the studios. What? What'd she say? What? No. Well, I have 7 years of paperwork to just reveal. But anyway, it's a totally different thing. But not really, because I cannot stand organized perpetrators. That is my, like, it gets me under my, it gets me. Because your organized perpetrators are perping more on people. And then the survivors, who are the victims, who are not in the survivor section yet, they're in the victim, they become victim addicts, and they become totally manipulated and controlled by the perpetrators, and it makes me angry. So what do you complain about most, Angela? Screen Actors Guild. Shut up. Hey, listen, I get attention when I talk about, this is a big one, and I've noticed it more in women than men. Not that I'm not anti anything. I'm just pointing it out, that women that I've been around tend to re-talk and talk and re-talk and talk and re-talk and talk about whatever dude hurt them. And they get the attention. You know, they get the like, oh, really? Oh my God. Really? He did what? And when you are really radically honest with yourself, when you look at those complaints and you're really radically honest with yourself, it can lead back to your behavior. Oh, oh, I mean, I was controlled, and he even tried using our kid to control me. I haven't gotten any attention over it. Radical sounds hurtful. Yeah, I mean, seriously, I'm just calling it out. That's terrible. Controlled and used your kid. That's I feel you. I I I get it. I understand. My story, in fact, my abuser got more attention than I did. Yeah. So because you were like hidden away, put into the cage kind of thing. I feel you. And when I remove my sword, here we go. When I remove my sword and actually like purge this pain and anger, I will learn to stop doing to yourself what the abuser did to you. Like that right there is like anybody who's in like super trauma, repeated abusive relationship, repeat like your negative thought patterns that you say to yourself in your head and that you write out are like really bad, really self-deprecating, like hating on yourself. When you remove that and actually like learn to like make a step into actual change, you're changing your life. Stop doing to yourself what the perpetrator did to you. And that includes everything. If you look at how you're spending your time and what you're putting in your mouth, what are you putting in your mouth? A bottle of booze every night? Or what are you doing with your time? Sitting around thinking about and saying horrible things to yourself? Is that perhaps what the perpetrator did to you? Like if you just look at, just don't even judge yourself for it. Just take a system analysis of your time, how your time is spent. How are you spending your time and what are you putting in your mouth? And every single thing, list it out. Like spend some time to like literally like list out your day and what do you do? And if, oh, look, I sat and had negative thought patterns about myself for 30 minutes. I beat the hell out of myself for 10 minutes or whatever it is. Or I drank a bottle of booze for this amount. I called somebody and complained about this thing. I'm telling you, be radically honest with yourself, right? And then look at where your time is spent. Your time and what you're putting in your mouth. Are you eating poison? How much poison are you eating? I will go into the poison all day long. I will talk about my science fair project when I was 12, and I'll just repeat myself over and over and over. And I'm just like, oh my God. So you're eating poison with all your number one. If you want to make a radical change in your life, stop eating colors: blue, yellow, and red. Red dye number 5, yellow 40, blue 40, or whatever, yellow fit, whatever they are. If you just do that and stop drinking soda and stop eating the colors, you will make a radical change in your life. You're welcome. But there's that. So you're eating poison. What are you putting in your mouth? And you're feeding your mind poison. And if you look at every single place that is also what your abuser did to you, including not feeding you or overfeeding you, telling you horrible things about yourself, leaving you abandoned. You have to just look at an Excel spreadsheet of your day, and you're not allowed to do anything to yourself that the abuser did to you. That was bad. I mean, certainly there are some things that are good. Like my dad was a perp, but he taught me how to floss. I mean, I found one thing and I look like him. I'm thinking of doing the carnivore diet. I feel the best on it. I am a carnivore. And yes, it's learned behavior. So if you just take on that, Adam, like if you just look at through and look at what am I doing to myself that is a repeat of what the abuser did to you. And I mean, that takes some radical honesty. It's kind of like me saying, like, I was really attracted to really angry dudes because I was angry. And as soon as I started dealing with my own anger and learning, going on 40-mile bike rides that are rough, and working with my sword, learning sword fighting, beating things up in like a kickboxing thing, just so I could actually get it out of my body, then suddenly I'm like, oh, my anger is not going to swallow me and kill me for the rest of my life. I'm not going to be a Tasmanian devil like I thought I was going to be, and then be stuck in like this scary anger spin for the rest of my life. It's not going to last for the rest of my life. I can feel it and then heal it. And it's huge. OF love. I have one of those. And I feel like I got to spread a disease. Interesting. That you have to, because you're like perpetuating the disease. Is that what you mean? So you're talking about yourself? See, everyone's talking to themselves. And when you put out negative thought patterns and when you put out things, you're actually talking about yourself. So I'm sorry you're mental. I hope that you find help with that. And I have lots of the ways that you can find some healing for yourself. Hey. So you're so welcome. It's like we can get stuck and pull each other down because you're pulling yourself down. So don't even accept that anymore. People are talking to themselves. Okay. Finally, yeah. So people are talking to themselves, and like me, like I am doing this work so that victims turn into survivors, turn into warriors, turn into reformers. And reformers comes from a prayer. God is sending in the wild ones, the ones that are rough around the edges, the ones with reformational hammers to cut through old systems that no longer serve us, to truly bring God in. Yeah, I mean that's what I'm doing. I don't know what you're doing, and I am sharing pathways. Kind of like, here's my suggestion for those of you who are like further along the healing path. Don't go into the well of hell. Okay, don't go into the well of hell. It's like finally some love back. It's called manipulate. Is that what you're doing? Love you. So think about like, okay, you've climbed out of the well of hell. Like those of us who, you got out of domestic violence, or you escaped some childhood like nightmare, or you escaped the cage, right? The best thing you can do is keep elevating up and send breadcrumbs, send a line, tie a line, literally, figuratively, not literally, sometimes literally. Like, so if you're on a boat, like you've escaped and you're on a boat, like put the fishing line in with the little light and the escape routes. Don't go back in. Because if you go back in, it's kind of like saving a drowning person. They can hold on to you and then drown you. So it's like you keep elevating and expanding, and the people that are gonna come with you are gonna find their own pathways. You have, you can share. That's why I share escape routes. That's why I share quick ways out of pain and panic, so that you can elevate and expand faster. But I'm not going in. Right? I'm not going in there again. I tried that. This is why I share this, because I'm like, I tried that. I tried to literally save people, and that's you got to do it yourself, y'all. Oh my God. So next page. What's comforting? What comforting do children need after trauma? This is going into what does your inner child need? So like, okay, so we've just addressed something horrible, right? And pretend that you're dealing with a little kid and they, broke their arm, or they have to go to surgery, or they had something super scary happen to them. Don't you think you're super comforting? And like, come, let me hold you. Let me be tender with you. Let me be like soft and like nurturing with you, not angry and ridiculing. Same thing applies to you. Like, so when you're dealing with your addictions and when you're climbing out of the well of hell, not allowed to beat yourself up, like pretend like you are the little kid, right? That you are the little kid that you need some nurturing, right? I need to pay amounts of money to implode. You just want some love, don't you? Now is the time to take care of yourself on all levels, body, mind, and spirit. And that's why I have been doing this work for a very long time. And that's also why I'm sharing on TikTok. I love me some TikTok about body, mind, spirit maintenance. And what I have learned, side note, from the men, I've been following a lot of men for a good many years now. And there's a reason for that. Men that I would date if I wanted, that like they're attractive, they've got their stuff together, they've got their finances together, they've got businesses, they're like on islands, but they're further ahead than me. And I have major like respect and admiration for them. Those are the guys I've been listening to, befriending and following. And every single dang one of them, Jesus is my favorite, um, Sean, and every single one of them, okay, are using 3 to 6 hours a day, 3 to 6 hours a day on body, mind, and spirit maintenance. You're my favorite too, Soulshine. So that literally, so take that and look at your schedule, and see how much time do you spend in negative thought patterns, doing negative things to yourself, eating negative things, like keeping yourself stunted. And let me just put this in your brain: 3 to 6 hours. Find it on your schedule. Good luck, because I had to wrap my head around that. I was like, wait, what? How in the hey are y'all doing that? I love me some Jesus. How the hell are you doing that? How the hell do you do 3 to 6 hours? Well, you just actually start doing it. And it makes no sense. I have been a workaholic pretty much my whole life. I'm the one that will get 3 hours of sleep, and I'm still the first person to set, last to leave, and I'm packing the lunch in the day. So like my to-do list and my task list is enormous. And the difference between myself and powerful women I know and the men I've been watching that are the powerful men I've been friends with and watching, their time is non-negotiable. Non-negotiable, 3 to 6 hours. And the reason it tends to be 6 hours is if they have appointments. And I'm talking about they go to cold plunges, they have a massage, they go, and I'm like, when? How are you paying for that? When? Today? When? And they go to yoga, they go to a bike ride. So like it's body, mind, and spirit maintenance. They have an hour meditation. So minimum 3 hours a day. And I know that makes no sense because I'm like, where? How? Well, get up earlier. I started getting up at 5. I used to get up at 5 to start working on other people's stuff. Now I get up at 5 and I'm like, all right, I plan the day. Like I've got, and I tack it on. So like me personally, my hour to 2 hours that I spend with you is also part of my maintenance of body, mind, and spirit. So I can justify. I'm like, oh, okay, so there's my 2 hours, right? You feel me? So I'm a female, so I'm a super like with real female parts. I'm a woman, not a human with bonus hole. Seriously. And so when I look at that and actually like change the time, I stack on things. So like I will utilize this time as my spiritual practice and my meditation practice and my body. And then when I go on bike rides, I will also, that's a body maintenance. So it's like, okay, cool. That's 2 hours. That's 3 hours. Okay, I did my time today. And then I'm going to work on my book. And that is also my maintenance for myself. So I just want to put that in your brain that I argued with myself for so long. I'll be the first person to be like, ain't nobody got time for that. How do you have time for that? You still have a task list of 14 million things to do. How are you going to go on a bike ride? How are you going to learn to ride a unicycle? You need to quit. But see, that's the old thought patterns of my abuse was shut up, quiet down, behave, go sit quietly. So when practicing what I preach, oh wait, I can't do that because that's what the abuser did to me. So take that off the list and replace it with learn to ride a unicycle. You see what I'm saying? And so like that, when you really are honest with yourself and what you're doing with your time and what you're putting in your mouth, and you start replacing that with actual intention, like intentionally taking care of yourself, it's different and you're doing it. Yay. But am I right that it's a little different? Like you're like, it's a new world, right? It's a whole new, it becomes a new world and you start looking different, you start acting different, and you start attracting different people in your life, including the people who don't want you to do this. Did you hear me? the people that don't want you to do this. Because when you start elevating and expanding, and working on truly healing yourself, and it emanates out of you, that is why healing is an act of revolution. Just by you dealing with your healing. Don't go and try to save the world. So you don't have to go start a nonprofit. You don't have to go hold a sign and go to every single courthouse. You have to work on your own. The battle is within, right? So you work with that. It emanates out and changes everything around you. It does. And some people ain't gonna have it. They're not gonna want it, and they're gonna try to trip you up. Whoop! They're gonna try stick this in as you're elevating and expanding. They're gonna so you can trip. They're only talking to themselves. The people that are like, "Why are you doing that? You need to sit down. You shouldn't be doing that." They are, just remember, they're talking to themselves, especially when they're trying to stop you. You need to quiet down. You're crazy. Don't do all that stuff. Who do you think you are writing a book? Who do you think you are talking? They are talking to themselves. You hope to see you again. Hi, I'm doing every weekday morning. Hi, Panic. How are you? Right. So I'm here every morning for August. And then after August, we're going to do something else. But I'm going through this workbook every weekday because I take the weekends off to do whatever I want. Usually traveling. So now it's time to take care of yourself, right? To just really, truly take care of yourself. And I know that that's uncomfortable for many people because ain't nobody showed you how to do it. You're raised by wolves. How do you take care of yourself when you had no examples ever, anywhere, right? And if you start talking about it or stay in the just talking about it phase, you can talk about it. You can talk about your trauma for the next 25 years and spend lots and lots of money on some sofa talking about the trauma, or every day saying, "I'm a survivor, I'm an alcoholic," or you're just perpetuating the same place. So I'm all about elevating out of that. And it is unfamiliar. People will not want you to do it. But you know what? Just, I don't know. I love them up. So if you were your own child, how would you take care of yourself? And again, hey, Jay. And again, many times your example of how to treat a child never happened. You don't know how to treat a child. You don't know how to treat your inner child because nobody ever showed you because you were raised by dang wolves. So, I know. So it's you have to learn to take care of yourself. And that's a much bigger space than this little space right here. How do you take care of yourself and your inner child? You have 4 lines. Sum it up. Stop doing to yourself. Did to you. If it feels bad and it makes you feel like crap, don't do it. Hey, what about that? What about that? So just talking about it has gotten me nowhere. Exactly. It's just talk. So it's easier done than said. Just like you quitting alcohol, it's easier done than said. You can talk about it all day long, but then that one day where you're like, actually, I'm going to have Kin. There's a KIN, Kin. If you look up that brand, I personally love frothy, fruity unicorn fart beers. I like beers that are it has a funny picture on it, and it's Hyper Swirl is my favorite. And so I love those kind of frothy, fruity beers. With Kin, it's a brand that they have mushrooms. They have all kinds of brain food. Alcohol's not brain food. Alcohol's poison. But if you look for these Kin, they taste the same as the funny beers that I like, and it's brain food. So that's what I have found that works for me. That I when I'm I want one of those frothy unicorn fart beers with glitter in it. I will have one of those, and it gives me the same fizzy, frothy flavor that I like. I personally really like that, and it's not alcohol. So you can find replacements. So I'm just telling you, you're welcome. She's like, I'm out. Here's a big workbook. These are why, and this is also why these pages have a lot of places for you to write. And also, I recommend when you're going off and you're actually on a little writing spell in these workbooks to get your Google app on your phone. on Google Documents, or if you have another voice recorder, if you have Google Documents, when you go to type, there's a little microphone. If you click the microphone, just start talking. Okay, just start. And then that's another way for you to get your book started, to just start talking. And when your inner child needs, what the hell is your inner child need? Do you even know your inner child? Have you ever just you like, have a blessed day. I love you, Cindy. Thank you. I'm so happy. I'm so happy that has helped you out. So like my inner child needs, what the hell? I don't know. My inner child needs a set of drums. What's your inner child need? My inner child needs a Pee Wee Herman outfit and an Elvis outfit. That's what I want. I mean, that's what I need. And food. Because I personally, my wound, my core wound, if you want to just drip and look at, is being starved. My core wound of being starved is far more intense than my core wound of being sexually abused as a child. You never know what's going to hit you the most. You never know that zinger that stays with you. For me, it was being starved. And for years, I only feel settled. Not anymore. I finally got past this, but I can only feel settled and actually breathe calmly if I have a completely full pantry and a completely full refrigerator. So I would, the moment I had money, I would go literally fill the refrigerator, and then things would spoil and I'm not using them all, or the pantry of things that I'm not actually going to eat, because I needed that. I needed to open a pantry and see that it's full of food and I'm not going to be starved. Or that I open the refrigerator and it's got nothing pleases me more now that I open the refrigerator and it's full of milk and meat. It makes me happy. I just feel I feel happy inside because I was starved as a kid. So we all have our thing, right? We all have our what is it? And how can you take care of yourself and give yourself grace and blessing and do it, where you're not for example, I had a thing where I would spend too much money on the pantry and things would spoil. But so now it's just if I see a steak and a thing of raw milk, I'm like, whew, all right, girl, I got you. You're good. So I just want to throw that out because I will always be super honest about my own stuff so that you can find whatever it is. It might not apply to you, but it might apply to with tons of makeup stuff or tons of you're an avid purchaser of all the stuff, all the bottles and stuff, because nobody ever got you anything nice. So you're going to overshop or something. So there's many things we can do to fill the void. And when you start to take care of yourself, you can sometimes go to filling the void more, like me spending too much money on pantry stuff or fill the refrigerator and I didn't use it. So sometimes the pendulum, goes one way, I'm going to take care of myself, and then it's going to be it's going to deplete my finances. So there is a balance that you'll find, where you'll come back to okay, so now I'm just telling you this one, I can feel complete in the starvation thing when I take care of myself daily with food. Yeah. Are you being I know it's so loud. It's because the house next door is being it's a construction, and all the construction workers are there and they're loading a bunch of stuff. And then I know. Sorry. I gotta have Cheerios. Not sure why. I just need them. You know what? That might be some kind of old memory or something. Cheerios make you feel bad. I don't know. I personally would stop eating that stuff. But anyway, you can do what you want. I need, the best way to take care of me is, and to be comforted, I need. Me, personally, I need food. And the best way to take care of me is feed me. And to be comforted, I need food. So some people, it's I need a hug. I'm like, nah, don't touch me. Bring me a ribeye. So save an hour for me tomorrow. Awesome. Tomorrow, you coming to Nashville? I just don't have ever. Okay, wait. Don't ever think lowly of yourself. Yeah, well, easier done than said, right? So what do you need? What do you need is like, what do you need to feel better? What do you need in your life? What do you need? And for me, it was it's food. You know. Okay. I love you too. Thank you. Have a blessed day. I'm so happy. It's what do you need to be comforted, and what do you need to um, heal your inner child? Like, and that's a big question. That's a big like, well, I don't know. And how you can find it, how you can find this question is also like, stop doing to yourself what the perpetrator did to you. You know, when in regards to food, I would, starve myself. Not in an anorexic standpoint, but I smoked a ton of cigarettes. I was a huge cigarette smoker, and I would smoke, and not eat. And that goes back to starving yourself. So, when you're radically honest with yourself and you start to actually make some major changes, when you look at your freaking schedule, just write it down. What are you doing on your schedule? How much time are you spending beating yourself up? How much time are you spending whatever on the phone complaining about the abuser of the moment? And how much time are you spending actually taking care of yourself? Body, mind, spirit. Body, mind, spirit. So it's like, do you actually unplug and sit for a while, 30 minutes, and read a book? Who has the time? When? Who has the time for that? I need to walk in nature and climb trees. Yes. Like, how about Soulshine? Instead of that sentence, I need to walk in nature. Bye, Angela. I'm going to go walk in nature and climb a tree. Take a picture to prove it. Hey, Angela, you want to go climb in nature today and climb trees? There's no trees around here for me to climb, but I will go on a bike ride, right? Okay, I'm going to go on a bike ride today. And so I'm going to go on a walk. I'm going to go on a bike ride. And I'm also going to do my to-do list. But my to-do list is not going to take over my 3 hours or 6 hours, if you're lucky, of my body, mind, and spirit. So I told you in the beginning that I love you very much, and I'm going to be super radically honest with you, but I will also be a drill sergeant, a drill sergeant in a loving way. And Soulshine, you need to do that. Let's reframe that sentence. If you need to do that, girl, you're going to keep on needing. You're going to keep on needing to do that. You are going to do that. Like it's a different frame. It's a different like energy when you say that. I need to do that. I need to have a better relationship with somebody who like really cares about me. I need to take better care of myself. Blah blah. I am going to go drink some raw milk and have a steak and then go on a great bike ride. I don't need to do nothing. I'm going to, right? I see my yoga. Oh, this makes me happy. I see my yoga trapeze up between two trees, and it's awesome. I'm so excited to have it. You just made my day. Can I come over? That's my favorite. Like yoga trapeze between two trees. I'm like, hallelujah, hallelujah. I have one of those. I've got it looks like a big, like a jungle gym, and I've got all the hammocks and stuff. Oh my God. I see that and I just get happy. And I see hammocks tied to trees, and I'm just like, I'm a big aerial dancer. Also, just in that, on that topic of aerial dancing, which is really funny. If you've seen it, like Pink does that, And I learned when I had, I couldn't use my legs. So I had to learn, you couldn't use your legs. You had 8 legs. I know. Imagine if you can't stop it. God, Timothy, why do you always have to do that? Seriously, we're on camera. Get your fingers out of my nose. Anyway, imagine if you can't use your legs, right? And much like you can't use all parts of you because your parts have been traumatized, right? So you use what you can. So I learned aerial dancing incorrectly, and I can have everybody in the planet that's like, you're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. And I was like, listen, I was in a wheelchair and I couldn't use my legs, and I learned how I needed to learn. And you can judge all you want, but bye. That is my my most happy space ever is dancing. Now with all my legs, but only me, yeah. So but it is relevant to healing too. Sometimes you don't know how to get out of it. Sometimes like you don't have a template. You don't have a template of what your happy life looks like because nobody ever showed you. Many of us don't have examples at all. Like, you know what I mean? Where's your example of a great marriage? I finally actually saw them and I knew them for many years. I have legit examples that I've seen, and I've also witnessed miracles. So that's why I'm like, listen, there's ways out of this stuff. There is ways out. There's ways to use your legs in many different ways. And this is also why I work with fellas and only Timothy loves my face. Timothy, yes. How's your sword today? Take your sword. Thank you, sir. Thank you. God, get off of me. This is like my daughter. She's like, Mommy, let's cuddle, but don't touch. So sometimes you don't know how to do it. Sometimes you do not know how to do it. And you have to create your own frame. And the step into not knowing how to do it because you were raised by wolves and you didn't have good examples is just pay attention to your schedule. Look at what you're doing on your schedule. Look at what would you do for a child you're taking care of that you don't know how? You know what I mean? You're like, I don't know how to take care of this kid. Are they going to cry? Well, it's like you don't know how to take care of you. Like you have to learn. And if you look at your schedule, pay attention to everything, every single thing you're doing from the day, from eating. Like I had an apple. I ate an apple, right? And, you know, did you wake up and immediately start saying negative thought patterns? Or did you wake up and go, I love you so much? You know, and just pay attention to, that would be your daughter. Like, let's cuddle. That's funny. Let's cuddle, but don't touch. that's my kid. So funny. And so pay attention to your schedule. What are you actually doing with your time? How can you stop doing what was done to you by an abuser or by somebody who didn't take care of you? Or, you know, this can apply to y'all who have been through narcissistic relationships too, with the crazies and who told you horrible things about yourself. You're not allowed to do that. So you need to switch those brains. It's just, you can do what you want. I'm just giving you unsolicited free advice so that we can climb out of all, so we can climb out this way. Yeah, la, 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 la. Ha ha, yes. So we can climb out, and then you have the sword, and then you can be a reformer, warrior, instead of just a victim. Because you know why? Here's where I'm going. This is a side note. There are more of us than there are of them. There are more of us than there are of them. Your perpetrator, the person who hurt you, your abuser, had many victims besides you. So there are more of us than there are of them. And every single time that one of us elevates out of that, you do energetically help others. So in your community, in your life, I don't even care if you're going to tell me, I ain't got no friends. I don't care. Honestly, I say that with love, because when you start working on healing your heart, it emanates out you for you walking down the street, for you getting into an Uber, for you like at the grocery store. You have a different energy about you when you're healing, when you are loving yourself from a spiritual space. I say be more selfish, because people say like, you're so selfish doing all this work on yourself. Who are you to write your book? Who are you? Well, I say that you're a divine spark of spirit and all of it is coming from God, so that to be selfish is kind of more of your job. Please be more. Please be more selfish, God-like. You're welcome and thank you. Thank you and you're welcome. Because it does completely affect everything around you. Everything you do affects everything else. Think about it. Everything you do affects everything else, including sitting there drinking a bottle of wine, laying on the ground drunk. It's going to affect everything, right? Include like you walking around with a silly little grin on your face. Thank you for the bet. It does affect people around you. It just does. And so everything you do affects everything else. I'm going to touch you. Ready? I'm going to touch you. Hey! So when everything around you affects everything else, what the F are you doing? Are you in a crazy superhero outfit with puppets? You don't have to be. Like I'm my own superhero to myself. I crack myself up. I love that I have an Elvis doll. I love Elvis. I love my puppets. I love talking about like crazy like healing techniques in all areas. And I'm gonna keep doing that in bigger and more fun ways. That's my job. That's what I do. You don't have to do that because you might just be writing a book about whatever, escaping alcoholic parents. Your stuff might be real heavy and like French. And meanwhile, I'm on the comedy. I'm doing a comedy that's not funny. Careful. In London, like you don't have to do that. We're not doing the same things. We're on our own islands, rising, elevating at the same level. We're like water. And my advice to you, which I'm going to keep giving, like free advice, like open up the book open up the wounds, so that you'll find little nuggets of truth that will elevate your life. That's why, I have a broken heart. I don't know if anybody shares that with me. Like I have a completely broken heart, shattered. And I look at it differently. Instead of staying on the ground, crying about it, drinking a bottle of wine, or like complaining about it, telling everybody about it, I love deeper and more profoundly, because my heart is so broken that it is a mosaic. And so the light has come in. So it's like, it's so broken that it is so open. And I refuse to let what abuse has done to me keep me in the same abuse. Because, girl, I ain't got no time. I'm in this life to have some more fun and to help people have more fun and to have, and I refuse to let what happened to me take away my holy bedroom, take away my holy life. Like I ain't playing. I'm not doing it. And so I'm doing it. I'm doing the work and having way more fun in my life. And I'm looking better and I'm feeling better. And I'm sharing like nuggets of how to do that. So how did I do it? This is how I did it. I wrote this book and then I actually did the work of the sword. And I actually I'm taking sword classes, so it's like, yes, you are not, what'd you say? She has that effect. Oh, what happened? I missed some, I moved the comments away. What effect do I have on Jay? Side note, I am naughty. Just if you haven't met me, I am naughty as hell. I have a big mouth. I'm gonna say some stuff. Ooh, what'd she say? and at my events, there's always this. Who brought her? And thank you. And then I get complaints, usually 4. I'm like, I cannot believe that she said that one thing. And it's pretty funny. You cannot let your past define you. Yes, you are not what you. Yeah. Well, that's the trap, right? That's the trap of like staying in like whatever you went through is now what your life is. That's the mind that you need to, we all need to step out of. And I've stepped out of it. And granted, I still run into things. I still run up against stuff. And I'm going to be totally radically honest with you when I do. It's like, oh my God. Like the refrigerator in the pantry was a big thing for me, being starved. And that is my healing thing for years, is like when my salve, salve on my little wounds is to have a totally full pantry and a totally full refrigerator. And me taking care of myself from a more adult, like taking care of my inner child, is now, okay, listen, you can have the full pantry and the full refrigerator, but you're not going to waste food. Okay. So like, let's put the milk at the front. So like you parent yourself. You have to learn to parent yourself. Okay, I have to. Great job. Yay. Thank you. Thought patterns are big. I used to be so negative. Oh, Jay, I'm so happy that you used to be. I love that. I missed some comment. I'm so sorry. Anyway, I love you and thank you for being here. And in this section of the removing the sword, there is a moment where you're gonna need to cry. Like you need to cry and you need to rage. Those are the two, like get angry and get sad and have a space. I mean, we went through it already. I didn't do it on TikTok with you because I don't want to get suspended, because I've already gotten in trouble. So I now know the line that I can't cross, which I totally fine. I'm like, I love me some TikTok. So it's like, okay, I will be careful with how far I go. but it's because me. Here's my song. Show me where the line is, because I'm going to cross it. I'm going to cross it again. Show me where the line is, because I'm going to cross it again. I should make a song. You can't let your past define you, but we're a product of our past. Yes. Like you're a repeat, like textbook repeat of your past until you change the equation, which I don't know if you heard me earlier, like life is an Excel spreadsheet and you have all of your traumas, and it's going to lead to you repeating the same damn thing until you change the equation. And you change the equation by changing your, body, mind, spirit maintenance. I personally, the whole self-love, self-care, I don't know. I just doesn't get me. Like, we need some self-love time. I'm like, listen, maybe at night. For me, it just resonates more with me when I look at it as like body, mind, spirit maintenance, because it's very task oriented. Because I'm a total workhorse. I'm the first to set, last to leave. I'm the boss. I've got the coned parking space. I'm at the top of the call sheet on the movies, and I'm just like total workhorse. I'm workaholic. So if you present it to me like, hello, this is a task list, maintenance, body, mind, spirit, I'm like, okay, I can get that in my head. But for me personally, if you tell me you need your self-care time, you need to stop and have your self-care time, and I'll be like, ain't nobody got time for that. But if you tell me, hey, this is your body, mind, spirit maintenance, you need an hour of body maintenance, I'm like, okay. Can I layer that up? Can I have a phone call while I go on a bike ride? Take us on a bike ride. Ooh, Jay, I hurt you. Okay. I'll see if Sean goes either at 9, which is probably now. They've already left now because I've been talking to you. Or I'll go at like 2 today or Thursday. It's very busy here because we just shot a 3-hour podcast yesterday. We're going to do another one today. I'm here working with Jesus. I love saying that. His name is Sean. This Elvis is in the building. His name is Sean Gilder, the one in Nashville. That is where I'm at. It's super cool. Don't tell anybody. Or tell everybody. Don't tell anybody what you're learning from Angela Shelton. Or tell everybody. Whichever. I'll show you what's fun. Bring me to Texas. So you need to behave. Go tell it on the mountain for real. I'm saving up my money to go to this place. I'm swear to God, it's really not that expensive. I help manage this Airbnb to help him to take things off of his plate so that he could work on more loot. I mean, that's why I work with him. It's because I love him. I love what he's doing. I personally want more loot, and I want regenerate. So I was like, what can I do to help alleviate your stress and make your life easier? So that imagine if we did that for each other. Hey, what can I do to alleviate your stress? I mean, really, for real, and help you. So I stay in Nashville. I always stay at this place, and I help him make money on this place so that it funds loot. I mean, there it is. That's my full reveal right there. Thank you for your time and love and direction. I love you. You're so welcome. Do the workbook pages. It works. Even if you do it to talk to text, write it down. When you do this work, please write it also with your non-dominant hand, and then you'll get some answers subconsciously that you might not have thought of. So that's another little fun thing to do, is when you're writing it out. If you don't have any money and you watch it free on YouTube, just get a piece of paper and do the questions and write it out in your non-dominant hand and in your hand, and also talk it. Then you're going to have your first draft of your book. You're welcome. You're welcome. I love it. I should be in Nashville somewhere between 3:30 and 4 tomorrow afternoon. Well, Jerome, the rides are 2 to 4. So you better go on a ride. Because having time with me, listen, you need to rethink that. Because I'm 9, the time is really important to me. So what my time is available is on the rides 9 to 11 and 2 to 4. After 4, I have Sean. I have another podcast, and so you'd be standing outside, and I wouldn't be able to hang out with you. You know what I'm saying? So it's ponder that, because I am incredibly time respectful, and also I have so many things to do. And also I'm here with Sean, and this is my week with him. That's why I ride bikes 2 to 4 and 9 to 11 on his rides that are so fun. So fun. So anyway, I missed this. What is it? Hey, Donna. Hey, listen, Donna, go to AngelaShelton.com and fall down the rabbit hole of wild fun. Whoops. All right. I have got to get down there. You're awesome. And you're awesome. And I love you, Jerome. You're awesome. But like, yeah, that's like people showing up to like hang out with me. I don't hang out. Like, hang out is not part of my world. You know what I'm saying? You're in the office until 2. Well, dang it. Well, I'm also here in September. I'm here every month for 1 week. And you're so welcome, Donna. Yeah, so that's a big thing. It's like people trying to date me, like on the dating sites. They're like, hey, you want to hang out? I'm like, hang out does not compute in my world. I was like, hey, you want to climb a mountain? Hey, you want to save a bunch of kids? Hey, you want to go on a 2-hour bike ride? Like, see what I mean? Like, and also to just show up. Like, as I've had that issue too, where people just like show up and they're like, I love you. And I'm like, listen, did you have an appointment? And so that also is important for women, especially more than men. I've noticed have those boundaries of like, my schedule and my time is hard lined. It's my kid. It's my private time with my own self and my own people who get into that private time area, and my work. And this is part of it. This is part of like, I will be here and I've committed to you to be here. And when I hang up from this, like there's quite a few people who will blow up my DMs or blow on all the different social platforms. And honestly, totally radically honest, I don't read it. It's like, then I spend like, I could leave at 12 and come on a 2 p.m. bike ride. This is interesting. That would be fun. And you've got birds too. You got to take care of your birds. So it's like 2-hour bike ride. But then you got to pay to do the bike ride. So like that's Sean's thing. You can't just go to the bike ride. So it's musiccityebikes.com. And he's amazing. And the bike ride is amazing. And it's totally worth the trip. And that's also why I'm giving you some advice, ladies, especially because I mean, men do this, but not really. I've learned from men that they have the non-negotiable factor, and the ladies tend to not do this, and I'm one of them. And I've learned this: your calendar you're hard-lined, and it's non-negotiable. And yeah, you can appear to be a total biatch, but it's like, I don't care. Sorry, I love you, and needs are non-negotiable. Yeah, I mean, who told us that? Who told you that your needs were non-negotiable? Who showed you that ever? It was like my needs and my value was totally negotiable always. Like I didn't know that. I didn't know how to be like, actually I'm booked. I'm booked solid. Like now people are wanting to book me, and I'm like, I'm booked until November, and then it's my birthday in December. So it's like, then what do you mean the narcissist of like, what do you mean needs? Honestly, with the whole narcissist thing, and like that's such a buzzword now because it's rampant because we're breeding them like crazy. We can actually learn something from them because they do put themselves through first, but they put themselves first because of shame and because of dark stuff. If you put yourself first and your needs first because of God stuff, it becomes a different. It's like, instead of shaming them and being like, oh my God, horrible. Like, I don't know, love them up. Because all of that narcissist stuff, because I had one too. I had one that, groomed me for 3 years, y'all. I fell for that hook, line, and sinker. He groomed me for 3 years. And it could have been a Dateline episode. I mean, it was all lies. He had a live-in girlfriend. He was trying to get me to write a script for him. And you know what? I probably would have. Because I was like, oh, and like I said, my heart is so broken that it is completely open. And I love that up because I know that all of that behavior and all that stuff from that narcissist comes from shame. Comes from shame, and he hates himself, and he comes from his own trauma, and he's just repeating cycles to try to fill some void that he's totally empty inside. I personally think these people can find healing. I'm not going to do it for them. I'm not going to spend any more time because my schedule is under lockdown. But I do see it and I love it. And I just like share, like, oh, super love. So I feel you. And Jerome, um, please, anybody come ride with Sean at musiccityebikes.com. It's $100 something. I think it's $129 for 2 hours. And it is so fun. And it's so like, it's just delightful. He's delightful. Your narcissist died. And then cut to the next page. My narcissist died. Oh. Check, please. You just made my day. I love it. I mean, I don't want to have my day made from somebody dying, but that was pretty funny. That was pretty funny. You DM me an eBay listing for a Wonder Woman doll. Oh, gimme! Where did you DM me? On TikTok? Thank you for telling me that, because full disclosure, I got a lot of messages, like a lot. And sometimes it's like overwhelming. And I'm like, that's why it's like, get me on a live or get me on my course or my network or something where it's tricky. Like all of the messages can be overwhelming sometimes. And that's why I'm like, boop. Yeah, I haven't seen, but I will. I'm like, that's really fun. I need a Wonder Woman and an Elvis. Yes, it's true. Yeah, he showed me. That's really funny. Oh my God. You made my day. I love it. So there's options to hang out with me, but I don't really hang out. You know what I mean? Like, so we'll be on a bike ride, or we're going to, go on an adventure, or one of my retreats, or a speaking engagement, so it's, yeah, that world of like, just full disclosure, that world of like dating me. I'm like, what? Like I'm making my show. I'm working on my comedy show that's not funny in London, and I work and I do this work, and I'm a full-time mom. She's with her dad right now, so I'm in Nashville. So just seeing your after swim post, we need more. God bless you. Okay. Yes, I also have naughty things, and my naughty things have intention behind them. Just FYI. I'm really excited for the show. Me too. I take a little dookie in my pants. I'm not gonna lie. I have a little dookie in my pants because the show that I have, that I've written, that I am doing, not that I want to do, I am doing, is it's a lot. I've bitten off a lot. But you know what? Why the hell not? What else are we gonna do except bite it off? Not like that. Where can we see your movies? Yay! AngelaShelton.com. If you sign up from my email list, right when it pops up, this little pop up, the first email you get is my a link to see my boxing movie for free, and a password to see it for free, so that you don't watch it with ads. So that please don't watch my boxing movie with ads. That's all I ask of you, please. I'd rather you watch it for free and then love it, and then go buy it on Amazon or something, because I've convinced you now that you love it and you need to watch it again. So that's my please don't watch it with ads. And then my documentary you can see for free on my YouTube, and you can also see it on my website, angelashelton.com/documentary. My Eagle and the Albatross movie is very funny. It's a golf comedy. You can see that on Amazon. You can see that anywhere that's not Netflix or Hulu. And I can go on to a whole thing about Netflix. But anyway, and God, I have a lot of stuff out there. I have a lot, but all has the intention. Oh yeah, the boxing movie is intense. It's not really a boxing movie. Am I right? Yeah, the boxing movie. I'm so proud of that movie. God dang, I love that movie so much. And I want to travel again, because it was in theaters. It was selling out in theaters. Then we had a fraudulent distributor who stole all the money. Actually, not even joking. He stole millions of dollars. But I'm not gonna cry about it. I worked with the FBI to help put him in jail. But then COVID happened, and the pandemic. So it was like the movie kind of stopped. And now I have theatrical rights. back. So me personally, my company has the theatrical rights. So just put it in your head. You can put it, contact me obviously, but we can put it in your local theater, your mom and pop theater. Sometimes the Regents and the AMCs will let you rent theaters. We could do that in your town, have me come speak and like show the movie for free. And I mean, literally, that's a powerful movie, and it gets men talking. As long and men love that movie more than women. But I just came across this and so happy I found you. Ta-da! I'm so happy you found me. I love TikTok. I do. I love me some TikTok. And Donna, I've been working on my elevator pitch of like who are you, right? When somebody like, hey, who are you doing? I'm like, can somebody else explain that? I'm trying to sum it up to like a new person who's just met me. And here I've been working on this. I am gonna always bring the fun and the funny in the face of any of your fears. And I'm talking fears, like Timothy's mom. And she can pick stuff up with her feet. Like this. This is Timothy. So like Timothy's mom. That's funny. So yeah, I bring the fun and the funny in the face of all of your fears that tend to be literally the worst fears ever. Child sexual abuse, domestic violence, torture, the movie, the Sound of Freedom. So I won't say those words. So Sound of Freedom. All the things that happened to our hooties that were traumatic, I am helpful with. And turn survivors into warriors so that we can battle the organized perpetrators. You're welcome. Because there are more of us than there are of them. And as each one of us get better, someone brought me here. I love it. I love that. There's a reason like you find me 100%. Usually it's because there's a zinger in your heart that needs to get healed. And I'm just going to tell you, if you didn't hear me say it, my heart is so broken that it's totally open. So I offer that to you. Like heartbroken over all the horrible traumas you went through, all the last guy or the last girl. I mean, my God, I work with men a lot. And the torture that these women put these men through is like, oh, Lord. I'm not even Catholic. I'm like, whoo, child. So it's like, it's the same. Like everybody has these traumas and we can stay stunted or we can elevate and expand together. Am I right? We're doing it. We're doing it. Your time is precious. It is. My time is precious. Yes, it is. And I'm also really intentional with my time too. So that's pretty much the only thing that will get me pissed off. Like you want to really piss me off, steal my money or waste my time. Those are my two like. So you're welcome. You see something might be involved in JonBenet Ramsey's case now. Who's Gillis Shine? Who's that? Oh yeah, don't even get me started with JonBenet. Oh my God, like literally, like y'all want to talk about? I can go on and on and on. Is the London show confirmed? What does that mean? Like, is it happening? Yeah, I'm scared. I'm just as scared as you are. Yeah, and that's why I'm selling the tickets that are virtual. Because I have 3 cameras, maybe 2, maybe 3. We're deciding how I'm going to do that and how I can have the stage and how I can also have a moving camera and have the space. Anyway, so that you can see it from anywhere in the world. And I'm doing it in London because it's fun and because it's the Cockpit Theater. Don't you want to do Pricked at the Cockpit Theater? I mean, that is funny. Anyway, she found girls on the island. Oh, what? Oh, yeah. Oh. Blech. Yes, London, UK, yeah. But you don't have to go to London. You can watch it virtually. In fact, the London actual is kind of invite only because the show that when you're in person with me is 100% interactive. So you're doing it with me. You're doing it with me. You're not going to just be an observer. You're an active participant. So the people that are in London are like, listen, you're gonna also fight demons. You're gonna also lay on the floor. You're gonna also be a part of songs. You're a part of it. So be very careful. Enter at your own risk. And then the people watching that on the virtual tickets are equally like invited to do the work with the show, but also you could just watch and eat popcorn and be like, oh, these people are out of their minds. They're crazy as hell. But it looks like fun. I wish I was there. So that's what I'm doing. I am in the process of getting all of that together, and it's a huge undertaking, and I've lost my damn mind. Yeah. But I also directed a prison boxing movie with 250 men, and I was a woman director. I wrote it, produced it, directed it, and I was at the top of the, and I had everybody telling me, you're crazy. You're never going to pull that off. I did it. I did it. I also lost the side note. I also lost as we're going into the fourth day of shooting. I lost the second investor, who is a matching investor for one of the other investors because they had a death in the family and they pulled out. Blah blah blah. I had 11 days to raise $1 million while I already started shooting, so that I could make payroll for the next week. Yeah. So you want to hand me some trauma? You want to hand me some holy? And I did it. So I'm just gonna tell you, I did it. I turned gray. Got these gray hairs, but I did it, and you know what? Yeah, the $27 virtual tickets. Yes, it's yeah. I appreciate you for doing that. That's helpful because I use the virtual money to pay for the filmmaking crew that are my crew that also worked on my movies, and thank you. And I'm wounded Wonder Woman. That's really funny. Wounded Wonder Woman with crazy pants. Working on. You want to hear something funny, Donna? You know when you're doing theater in the round, but you have a generational white girl flat butt? What are you going to do with theater in the round? You're going to do lunges. 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 We're going to work on our lunges. Hey, I don't look like my mama or my grandma. But hey, we're theater in the round. What about those people over there? Good God. Just stay this way. That's meant to make you laugh. Wounded Wonder Woman. All right. I love all y'all. Do your workbook pages. Bye. Look, I'm hanging up on you last. Bye. See you later. All right. Yeah.